Hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We're back for the Co-op Championship now with myself and Boss OMG in the Ferrari, starting at the back of the field. And obviously Melbourne, it was a bit of a shambles for myself, not so much for Boss OMG, he had a pretty good race in the end. However, it's time for Malaysia. Vettel won here in real life. Can we mirror his performance and take the victory in Malaysia? Let's find out. So we're on the grid now for the Malaysian Grand Prix, 19th place, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out, away we go for the Malaysian Grand Prix, trying now to gain as many positions as we can off the start, immediately jumping the manners at the start of this Grand Prix. Boss MG as well making progress, jumping the manners as well. We're going to have a look up the inside into someone, going to try and gain as many positions as we can from the start. I am in no position to start hanging around and start giving leeway to the AI, because we're up to P10 already from P19. Very good start. Verstappen ahead, and then ahead of him, I'm not quite sure who it is. We'll have to have a look as we come into the braking zone. It's past Maldonado, I think, up the inside, running side by side of Maldonado. That's brave. Having to try and get him, though, maybe into the fast left-hander. We've got him as well. Now, how about having a look maybe at Sergio Perez? He's got the drive on us, but into the fast right-hander. We've got P7. Okay, P7 already in this race, and I'm feeling pretty confident moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, we've just done that and overtaken Felipe Nasr. So moving on later on into lap 1, we're trying now to catch up to Daniel Kvyat. Having a look up the inside, maybe. Not quite into the final corner. We're definitely close, though, to the Red Bull. And how nice it is to drive this car after the Red Bull, because there is such a deficit in straight line speed. You never realise how big it is until you actually switch cars and see it for yourself. As you can just see there, I've just walked past him. I could have done that on half throttle, let alone full throttle. Just, come on. So, cutting on now to the near to the end of lap 2, trying to chase down Kvyat's teammate, Daniel Ricciardo. Then ahead of him, it is, sorry, Valtteri Bottas. So, I'm thinking we can line him up. No DRS, obviously, because it's not lap 3. Trying now, getting the slipstream very, very close to the back of Daniel. And yet, we've got him clean as you like. He's trying to have a look back around the outside. But we're going to cover him on the inside. We're going to hold the position. Rosberg sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We're starting on the prime tyres, but we do end up getting fastest lap so far in this Grand Prix. DRS is now enabled as we head into lap 3. Dive bombing Valtteri Bottas from a long way back. And we pull the car up and manage to hold it into P3. So as we move on to lap 5 now, you just heard the radio message. Now what I'm planning here is I'm going to pit. And I am going to go on the option tyres, because you may have noticed the clouds are starting to come over and rain is predicted for later on in this Grand Prix, so it may affect things towards the end. But we're going to come in for options now and then run as far as we can into the race before the rain arrives, and then put on the intermediate tyres. Good pit stop by Ferrari, managing not to have too many difficulties. Down to P8 so far. Any more positions to fall? Down to P9, down to P10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, that pit stop's put us in a lot of traffic. Although I'm not too concerned though, because I think on new options, when these guys are all on worn options, and maybe even some of them on primes, I reckon we can overtake them very easily, as proven there by Jenson Button. We've got one. Now we've got Nico Hulkenberg in the Force India. We've got him, and how about Romain Grosjean in the Lotus? Trying to hold it, and he's coming through as well. Sideswipes us, and we may end up in contact, and we lose the position again to Hulkenberg. Bit aggressive there by Roman. A bit of a sideswipe there, really. I got up the inside, and he's just kind of moved over left, and we've hit. Although we get Hulkenberg on the exit of the third to last corner, as we're now trying again for a move on Romain Grosjean. We're going to have DRS to overtake. They're going to insist us in this. Running side by side, wheel to wheel racing with the Frenchman, and we've done him and Verstappen and Nasr. We're managing to align the positions again, and now for a bit of lag, it's past Maldonado because he's just gone all over the shot. Quite literally, because I've got a good shot of him right now. So going up the inside, and we get the position for him. Now, look who it is ahead of us. It's Lewis Hamilton. This is probably our main target so far, considering he won the race in Melbourne. So we'll want to take away as many points from him as possible, and maybe it would be better if Rosberg were to finish second. If let's say this happened, I win the race, Rosberg second, Boss OMG third. It would be better if Rosberg was second than Hamilton, just because of that win in Melbourne. So we're just trying to line him up for any move possible. He's on those cold primes, so we want to get this move done as soon as possible. And we make contact coming into the fast right-hander. But I personally think he was really slow going through there. And there is the predicted rain. The engineer just saying across the radio, there is now rain predicted for later in this race. And there's Rosberg. And we've got him. Easy, clean and cut for P1 in this race. So now moving on to lap 10 now. The rain is starting to fall, as you can maybe see on the screen. There's starting to be a few raindrops. And also, I've had to push these tyres for a very long time, and they are options. They do fade fairly quickly around Malaysia, not too harshly, but they do still wear out quite a bit. So we're going to have to come into the pits now and try and hold off. And I'm going to try and just make a safe pit stop, go onto the intermediate tyres, and hopefully there's enough spray on the track, there's enough water on the track to keep the tyres cool enough so they don't overheat and end up cooking. Into the pits. Fairly good stop again by Ferrari, as we now... I believe at this lap everyone else came in for the inters as well, so really there was no more threats to the end of this race. And here we are on the final lap, coming out of the final corner, and we're going to take the first win for Ferrari in the co-op, and my first win as well. It's a good feeling, I must say. So good I ended up breaking the front wing. So yeah, there we are, we've won the Malaysian Grand Prix from Nico Rosberg. Boss OMG is in third. He's still got to get that car home though, and it is getting very difficult because I believe the conditions at this point turned heavy. The rain really started to fall down at the end of this race. He tried to catch Rosberg, but there was nothing that he could do in the end to try and upset the Mercedes. So he's going to come through for P3, which is another podium finish for him. He's having much more luck here than he is in the LMP Championship. We can give him that. But as we come around now, on through the final corner, Rosberg second and Boss OMG with some nice weaving, and he's P3. So now, onto the podium.
Yes, great drive, well done. Slow switch down. Numero uno is Spec, top class. Great drive. Ferrari is back. Fantastico. Sei un grande, Seb.
Yes! Sì, ragazzi! Oh, mi senti? Grazie mille, ragazzi. Grazie, dai, forza Ferrari!
So yeah, that will be the Malaysian Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you can join us next time when we'll regroup for the Chinese Grand Prix. And I'll see you then, guys. Goodbye.